A teacher recording a song she hated became 1979's biggest hit. A duo mocking disco that outsold actual disco records. And a ballad about reconciliation buried dance floor anthems in total sales. These weren't disco, they were R&B tracks with soul roots that quietly dominated while strobe lights faded. At number 3, Philadelphia's Platinum Surprise. At number 1, the irony that defined the year. Welcome to R&B Vinyl. Let's dig in. Number 12, Got to Be Real by Cheryl Lynn. A Gong Show contestant became a million seller with a song disco programmers almost ignored. Watch what happened when soul refused to fake it. Bass and guitar swing harder than most disco dared, creating pocket space that breathes instead of suffocates. Cheryl's vocal walks that line between church power and dance floor cool, never overselling because the groove convinces. Hit number 1 R&B while only reaching 11 on disco charts. Soul audiences heard Authenticity Club programmers miss completely. Co-written by David Paich and David Foster, the production stays lean and funky, trusting the pocket over production tricks. That signature "Soo-hoo" became the moment everyone waited for at every house party for decades. Over 1 million copies sold while maintaining soul credibility pure disco couldn't touch. From Los Angeles funk authenticity to British soul sophistication, the next track crossed the Atlantic with different intentions. Number 11, You Gave Me Love by Crown Heights Affair. Brooklyn collective watching disco dominate while their R&B roots ran deeper. The twist nobody saw coming. Tight horn stabs punctuate a bass line that refuses disco's 4 on the floor prison, breaking into syncopated funk pockets that breathe. Vocal delivery floats between bedroom confession and dance floor celebration, never fully committing to either space. Peaked higher on R&B than pop, proving soul audiences heard authenticity wrapped in dance accessibility. Production keeps it simple, letting groove do heavy lifting while strings add texture without drowning the pocket. Notice how the arrangement creates space. Silence works as hard as sound. This was basement party music for people who needed to feel something real underneath the movement. From Brooklyn's understated intensity to British soul's international ambition, the next duo proved ballads could dominate during disco's peak frenzy.
You know what breaks my heart a little? Only 1% of the people who watch R&B vinyl are actually subscribed. 99 out of 100 of you keep coming back, vibing with the grooves, feeling the stories, reliving the voices that built soul itself, but you still haven't hit that button. Think about it. You've spent time here, maybe even rediscovered a song that hit you right in the chest, and yet you're walking away before the next track drops. Subscribing costs nothing, not a cent, but it means you'll never miss the moments that remind you who you were when that record first played. R&B vinyl isn't just music. It's memory, it's heritage. It's the pulse that still beats under everything we love. Don't just listen from the sidelines. Be part of the 1% who keep the soul alive. Hit subscribe, stay, groove, and keep the record spinning with us.
Number 10, Oh Honey by Delegation. British soul singers watching American disco dominate international charts, then flipping the script with a ballad that shouldn't have worked. Orchestral strings sweep and climb like slow-burning desire, while restrained bass line pulses underneath, creating space for vocals to breathe and seduce. Lead singer walks that edge between pleading and confident, making every word feel like private conversation, amplified for thousands. So bigger internationally than many U.S. disco hits that peaked higher domestically but faded faster, the slow burn approach disco radio refused to understand. The arrangement builds without rushing, adding layers that deepen emotional weight instead of just increasing volume. This was late night radio music that sounded like intimacy and longed for surrender. While they kept it smooth and patient, the next group turned trash talk into sonic warfare with zero apologies. Number 9, Disco Nights, Rock Freak by GQ. New York funk musicians mocking the very disco culture that gave them a platform, and the irony made them rich. Opens with guitar funk that sounds more James Brown than Studio 54, then drops into a groove that satirizes and celebrates simultaneously. Vocals toggle between cool detachment and party excitement, delivering lines that poke fun at disco excess while riding a beat designed for those same dance floors. Outsold pure disco records while calling out disco's commercial machinery, R&B audiences appreciated the wink while still moving to the pocket. Production keeps it raw enough to feel authentic, polished enough to dominate radio, that sweet spot where credibility meets accessibility. This was music for people who loved dancing but hated being told what to love. From that self-aware irony to absolute sincerity, the next track brought zero cynicism, just pure sophisticated pocket. Number 8, and the beat goes on by the Whispers. California soul veterans dropping their biggest commercial moment after years of consistent artistry. Sometimes patience pays platinum. Synthesizers bubble and percolate like champagne fizz while rhythm section locks into mid-tempo groove that never rushes, never drags. Harmonies layer with architectural precision, each voice supporting and enhancing without competing. This is decades of singing together. Massive R&B sales prove soul audiences would choose craft over flash when given the option. Outsold multiple disco top 20 pop singles that disappeared faster. Arrangement builds momentum through addition, not acceleration, adding elements that create anticipation for what's coming next.
Now I understand myself.
This was sophisticated party music for grown folks who valued groove intelligence over strobe light hysteria. While they demonstrated vocal mastery through years of dedication, the next singer proved one voice could carry unstoppable momentum when rooted in gospel.
Just like my love, everlasting. Oh.
Number 7, Love Sensation by Loliata Holloway. A voice so powerful, it would later be sampled into immortality. But first, it had to survive being underestimated by pop radio programmers. Gospel-trained intensity meets disco production, creating a hybrid that clubs worshiped while mainstream radio hesitated. Their loss became soul's eternal gain. Arrangement gives her room to wail and testify. Strings and horns supporting rather than smothering that raw emotional power she unleashes. Became an R&B chart monster with club longevity that outlasted disco hits with bigger budgets and smaller souls. The marathon versus the sprint. Production let silence and space work as hard as sound, creating pockets where her voice becomes the only instrument that matters. This was church meeting Saturday night, and nobody escaped without feeling transformed by something larger than themselves. From that vocal hurricane to calculated minimalism, the next track proved less could absolutely devastate more. Number 6, Knock on Wood by Amy Stewart. A cover of a soul classic reinvented with disco production, but listen to what survived underneath the contemporary beat. Soul vocal delivery rides over dance production, proving you could honor both traditions without surrendering to either completely. Hit number 1 in US with massive European sales, outselling numerous disco chart entries from legacy acts that couldn't match her crossover power. Original's gospel soul intensity bleeds through every chorus, reminding listeners this was sacred ground before it became dance floor territory. Production sparkles with contemporary sheen while respecting the song's emotional core, a balance most disco covers completely botched through ignorance or greed. This was proof that reinvention didn't require abandonment, that you could update without erasing history or disrespecting foundations. While she honored the past with modern tools, the next group almost never let their Philadelphia masterpiece see daylight at all. Number 5, I Got My Mind. Made up by Instant Funk, Philadelphia soul groove with enough dance floor energy to fool disco programmers until R&B audiences claimed it as their own territory. Bassline walks like conversation, punctuated by horn stabs that feel like exclamation points in a sentence about confidence and self-determination. Vocal delivery stays cool and conversational, never overselling the message because the groove does all the convincing and necessary. Outsold multiple Casablanca disco singles in 1979 despite smaller promotional budgets. Soul knows how to stretch dollars when the music resonates.
I got my mind made up. Come on, you can get it, get it, get it.
Production keeps it lean, trust in the pocket to do heavy lifting while arrangement details add flavor without drowning the essential groove.
I got my mind made up. Come on, you can get it, girl.
This was music for people who moved with purpose and intention, not just because the beat commanded mindless obedience. From Philly's understated sophistication to Memphis minimalism, the next singer changed everything with a song she never wanted to record in the first place. Number 4, Ring My Bell by Anita Ward. A schoolteacher recording a song originally written for a 12-year-old, then watch how adult reinterpretation created a cultural phenomenon. Minimalist R&B production built around a Sinar electronic drum playing a decaying high-pitched tom on every downbeat, that signature sound nobody could escape in summer 1979. Vocal delivery stays flirty without crossing into explicit territory, letting innuendo do the work while maintaining radio-friendly accessibility that programmers couldn't resist. Hit number 1 on Hot 100, Disco, and soul charts simultaneously, proving R&B rooted dance music could dominate every format when the hook landed perfectly. Arrangement stays sparse, trusting space and that bell motif to create earworm addiction without overproduction or unnecessary embellishment. This was proof that sometimes the simplest idea executed flawlessly beats complexity every single time, no exceptions. While she kept it minimal and massive, the next duo turned personal reconciliation into universal soul magic. Number 3, Ain't No Stoppin' Us Now by McFadden and Whitehead.
There's been so many things.
Philadelphia songwriters stepping from behind the scenes to deliver their own anthem and redefining what R&B empowerment could sound like in 1979. Hopeful horn, flourish or punctuate lyrics about perseverance and self-determination, creating emotional architecture that builds confidence with every passing measure.
Where they're going, they don't know. But we won't.
Dual vocals, trade lines, and harmonize, creating conversation and unity simultaneously. You hear friendship and partnership in every single exchange. Reached number 1 R&B and went platinum, outselling disco hits with bigger promotional budgets because the message resonated beyond dance floors and strobe lights.
We've got the groove. We got it.
Production glows with warmth, using strings and horns to uplift rather than overwhelm, creating space for the message to land without distraction. This was music that made people believe in themselves and each other, transcending genre to become pure encouragement and hope. From Philadelphia's optimistic determination to timeless romantic elegance, the next duo proved sophisticated songcraft never goes out of style regardless of trends.
Every word I say, every word
Number 2, Reunited by Peaches and Herb.
It has made me lonesome and sad.
A ballad about reconciliation dropping during disco's peak frenzy, then outselling the very dance floor hits that dominated radio rotation everywhere.
Reunited.
Lush orchestration wraps around vocals that convey genuine emotion and vulnerability, creating intimacy on a massive commercial scale few achieved.
Life just when I got your call.
Production builds slowly and deliberately, adding layers that enhance rather than overwhelm, trusting the song's emotional chord to carry weight without gimmicks.
Kiss, hey, hey.
Reunited.
Spent 4 weeks at number 1 on both R&B and pop charts, selling over 2 million copies and beating disco staples in total units.
And sugar, this one is it.
The power of timeless songcraft overflash. Arrangement breathes and creates moments of silence and space where the emotion lands harder than any instrumental flourish could manage. This was wedding dance music, makeup music, slow dance at the end of the night music that people remember decades later without irony. While they made reconciliation feel like victory, the top track made disco crossover look effortless, then quietly buried the genre through sheer longevity. Number 1, I Want Your Love by Chic. Yes, Chic is disco. But watch how this track functioned as soul crossover and buried supposed disco staples through sheer chart longevity. Nile Rodgers dreamed every note, waking up to transcribe a complete score that would become one of the era's most sophisticated productions ever. Horn and strings riffs build and build until the track practically levitates, creating momentum through addition and subtraction rather than just volume escalation. Reached number 1 dance, number 5 R&B, number 7 pop, then stayed on charts for 19 weeks while flashier disco hits peaked higher and disappeared faster. Groove walks that line between urgent and patient, insistent without being aggressive, seductive without desperation or cheap manipulation. This was disco musicians who understood soul's architecture, who knew how to make bodies move and hearts engage simultaneously without compromise. Longer chart life than several top 10 disco cuts that collapsed after brief explosions, proof that soul foundation beats strobe light gimmickry every single time.